So the two verses are 2.5 and 2.6 today's. So let us recite the words first. Guru Nahatva Vimahanubhavan Shreyo Bhuktum Bhaikshyamapi Haloke Atvartha Kamams Tu Guru Nihaiva Bhunjiya Bhogan Rudira Pradigdam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. The next 2.6 verse is Nachaitad vidma kataranno gariyo yadva jayema yadivano jayeyuhu Yaneva hatvan jijivishamas te avasthita pramukhe dhartarashtra. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield. Yeah. So it's the very, very important chapter we are discussing now. The chapter is entitled. Anybody knows what is this chapter entitled?
Gita
Contents of Gita.
Summarized.
Yes. Yes, fine. Very nice. See, initially we can see that Arjuna, he was presenting one of his doubts, and then he was reasoning so many excuses to avoid fighting. And then what happened? Now in the second chapter, he gets confused, completely confused. And slowly, his relationship, Arjuna's relationship with Krishna changes from friend to guru and disciple, correct? So in this second chapter, from verse number 1 to 10, we can see Arjuna's, from continuing from the first chapter, his further doubts, and then ultimately surrendering to Krishna. The point to understand is when one realizes that there is no shelter in this middle world, including the mind and intelligence, then he will take full shelter of a spiritual authority. So the first verse in this chapter, second chapter, Sanjaya describes, that Krishna sees Arjuna lamenting. How he was lamenting like an ignorant man. So Krishna is responding in the second and third verses, seeing Arjuna's lamentation. And he condemns him. He says, you're acting like a non-Aryan. Then Kashmaram, how these impurities are coming to you? Klaibyam, he says, implies impotence. Then Hridaya Daurbalyam. He's asking Arjuna, how these weakness of heart come into you? So he comes into the fourth verse where now Arjuna is counter-arguing. He has been arguing right from the beginning, right? Now he's counter-arguing with Krishna against Krishna's responses. He's telling Krishna, and he tries to prove that he is not weak. There is no weakness of heart. He said, I am strong-hearted. And so he starts giving more and more arguments. So the fifth verse, today's verse, fifth and sixth and all. So the fifth verse, Arjuna, he says, he prefers begging rather than to live at the cost of great souls. So in the purport, we can see it is specified Dharma Shastra versus Artha Shastra. See, purpose is all to see, although Artha Shastra means the rules of politics, right, and all those things. It recommends killing of such aggressors. So Arjuna gives him more weight to Dharma Shastra, not to Artha Shastra, although he is a Kshatriya. Dharma Shastra means religious principles. And religious principle means we should forgive, which promotes forgiveness. Whereas, see, the scriptural codes, they recommend on killing such teachers and relatives. And in the purport, we can see the teacher is fit to be abandoned. Number one, if he engages in abominable action. And number two, if he has lost his senses of discrimination. And gives example of Bhishma and Drona taking the side of Duryodhana because of their financial assistance, right, by Duryodhana. But Arjuna still prefers forgiving because of his the unique, see, because of the unique kind of aggressors, like seniors and relatives, right? So he wanted to forgive them because they are his teachers. So you might have understood by now, Arjuna gave 5 arguments, right, for, for not to fight. Number 1 was compassion. 2 was loss of enjoyment. 3, fear of sinful reactions. 4, destruction of family traditions. And now in the 6th verse, 2.6, it is about his indecision. So Arjuna's 5th argument is indecision. That we can see in this 2.6. So Arjuna is now totally confused. He's confused whether to fight or not to fight. So he's confused and indecisive. His arguments are like this. For example, he says, if he fights, so for example, if he fights, 1, he may win. Still, he will not be able to enjoy without his relatives. And if he fights, he may not emerge victorious in spite of so much bloodshed. So no enjoyment is guaranteed. So this is the first argument, if he fights. And if he does not fight, then he says begging will be his only means of subsistence. Actually, for a Kshatriya, it is very difficult, right? And therefore, no enjoyment. So 2.4, 5, and 6, we can see Arjuna's condition, complete frustration and inability to reach any conclusion, any sound conclusion. No, not positive. So in the purport of 2.6, we can see considerations by Arjuna. So many considerations he has given. It proves that he has got very wonderful, virtuous qualities. Number 1, he was a great devotee of Krishna. 2, he was very highly enlightened. 3, he had complete control of his mind and senses. 4, his desire to live a begging means a sign of detachment. 5, also very strong faith in Krishna's instructions, his spiritual master, Guru. And lastly, see, these qualities make him quite fit for liberation. So we can see in the purport, qualification for liberation. What is the qualification? Controlled senses, knowledge, and devotion. These are the qualifications for liberation. See, unless the senses are controlled, there is no chance of elevation to the platform of knowledge. And without knowledge and devotion, no chance of liberation. So this word we can see, although Arjuna was perplexed, but he was still eager for enlightenment. We wanted enlightenment. Therefore, he recites the next verse, 2.7, we can see tomorrow. He recites a beautiful verse, one of the strong point verse, based on which Krishna starts giving the Bhagavad-gītā. 2.7 is a beautiful Karpanya dosho pahatas svabhavah prichami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yashreyasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishastyam shadimam tvam prapannam. So Arjuna is confused about his duty and he says, I've lost all composure because of so many confusions and I don't know what to do. Please tell me what is beneficial for me. He's completely surrendered. So I'm your disciple, you are my guru. So actually this verse has to be recited by us every day. Because every day we are confused and we don't know what to decide. Every day so if you just surrender to Krishna by this verse, then Krishna will, in some way or the other, he will facilitate and may make us take the right decisions. So we should follow Arjuna. Although he gave so many excuses, right, not to fight. So in the 2.5 verse, Guru Nahatva, right? So the first problem was for Arjuna, how to kill the kinsman. How to kill the family man. Now, when Arjuna was chastised by Krishna as a friend, hey Arjuna, why you are so weak? Don't be so weak. What you're doing, this is sentiment. And this kind of compassion is sentiment. Uttishta, come on, get up. Better get up and fight. See, if I don't want to do something, we normally give some excuses, correct? If somebody says to do his sevasana, you will give excuses. So now Arjuna is presenting. Guru, he said, all right, Krishna, you are talking about my kinsman. I accept that it is my weakness. But how do you advise me to kill my guru? Dronacharya is my guru. Bhishmadeva is my guru. So do you want me to kill my guru? Guru hi hatva. And not only they are ordinary gurus, they are Mahanubhavan. Bhishma is a great devotee. And also the Dronacharya. Mahanubhavan. So in the 2.4 words we can see, so Katam Bhishmam Aham Sankhya Dronam Cha Madhusudana. See, they are two great personalities. And they are not only my gurus, but they are great personality. And Krishna is addressed in the 4th verse as Madhusudana. Madhu was Krishna's enemy, a demon. So Krishna killed. That's why he's known as Madhusudana. So Arjuna says, you are the killer of enemies. And now, see, again he is arguing so much. So can you give me any evidence? As Prabhupada says in one of his lectures, that you have killed your guru. So why are you asking me? So Hari Sudana means, see, Hari means enemy, Madhusudana, right? The killer of Madhu demon. So Krishna has killed so many demons, correct? Who came to fight with him as enemy. So therefore his name is Hari Sudana. So Krishna has got enemies also. What to speak of ourselves? So this material world is so made that you must have some enemies. See, enviousness, jealousy. So this material world is like that. So they are jealous enemies of Krishna also. And they are called demons. See, ordinary jealousy is natural. But even to God, even to Krishna, so everyone who is in the material world is enemy of Krishna. So because they want to compete with Krishna. But Krishna says in 5.29, peace formula verse, Bhoktaram, I am the supreme enjoyer. I am the supreme proprietor. Ishavasi Midam Sarvam. So everything is a property of Krishna, right? So these are all Vedic injunctions. But still, because we are enemies, why Krishna shall be the proprietor? I am the proprietor. Why Krishna should be God only? I have got another God. Here is another God. I am God. So Krishna has enemies. So he has to kill them. Hari Sudana. See, Krishna has got two business. Here, one business is very different. Krishna has two good business. What are that? Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya cha dushyata. 4.8 Bhagavad-gītā. So miscreants, no. So the demons who challenge Krishna, who wants to compete with Krishna, who want to share the property of Krishna, they are all enemies and they should be killed. So killing business is all right here for the enemies. So he said, but that is ordinary. But the next question is, all right, enemies you can kill. I admit that. But how you advise me to kill my gurus? Guru Natva. But Prabhupada says, if for Krishna's sake, if there is a need, you have to kill your guru also. That is the philosophy. For Krishna's sake. If Krishna wants, then he cannot refuse. If Krishna wants that you should kill your guru, then you have to do it. That is Krishna consciousness. Now the point is, of course, Krishna will not ask you to kill your guru. Because Guru and Krishna is the same. Guru Krishna Kripaya. So we get Krishna consciousness through the mercy of Guru and Krishna. So real Guru is not to be killed. But the so-called Guru has to be killed. The so-called pseudo-Guru, no? False Guru, he should be killed. So that is the duty. See, Prahlad Maharaj, he did not protest. See, Prahlad Maharaj could have requested Narsimhadev. Because Prahlad Maharaj is a devotee, My dear sir, Prabhuji, Narsimhadevji, my lord, you can excuse my father. But he knew, Prahlad Maharaj knew that my father is not being killed. It is the body of the father. So later on, Prahlad Maharaj begged for his father in a different way. See, first of all, when Narasimhadeva was angry, he was killing the body. The body is not my father. The soul is my father. That's what Prahlad Maharaj knew. So let the Lord satisfy himself by killing the body of my father. Then I shall save it. So Narasimhadeva offered Prahlad Maharaj. Now you can take any kind of benediction you like. Now Prahlad Maharaj replied, my Lord, Narasimhadeva, we are materialists. I am born of a father, absolutely materialist. So I am also, because I am born of materialist father, I am also a materialist. And you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are offering to give me some benediction. I can take any benediction from you. I know that. But what is the use of it? Why shall I ask you for any benediction? See, I have seen my father. Materially, Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that even the demigods like Indra, Chandra, they were threatened by his red eyes. And he gained control over the universe. He was so powerful. So much of riches, wealth, power, reputation, everything complete. But you finished it in 1 second. So why are you offering me such benediction? Brahma is giving very beautiful. See, he says, what shall I do with them? If I take the benediction from you and I become puffed up and do everything wrong against you, then you can finish it within a second. So kindly do not offer me such benedictions. I don't want such material opulence. Better give me benediction to be engaged in the service of your servant. I want this benediction. Let me be benedicted by you that I may be engaged in the service of your servant, not directly, but your servant. So, Guru Hatva, devotee of Krishna, if need be, if he is unqualified Guru. See, unqualified Guru means who does not know how to guide his disciples. So, Guru's duty is to guide. So, such kind of Guru can be at least rejected, who does not know how to guide. So, see, Jiva Goswami, he says, a Guru who does not know what to do and what not to do, but by mistake, I have accepted somebody as Guru, he can be rejected. See, by rejecting him, you can accept a actual bona fide Guru. So Guru is not killed, but he can be rejected. You can remember the Bali Maharaj, right? Shukracharya was his Guru. But when Shukracharya was telling him not to bow down to Vamandev and everything, right? He was rejecting about, telling him something misguiding him. So he rejected. So that is the injunction of Shastras. So Bhishma Deva or Dronacharya, certainly they were Gurus. But Krishna indirectly giving indication to Arjuna that although they are in the position of Guru, you can reject them. Karya karyam ajantah. Jiva Goswami says. So they do not know factually. See, the duty is very strong. See, Krishna is advising, yes, they must be killed because Bhishma, because he has gone to the other side. He has forgotten his duty. He should have joined you. Therefore, he is no more in the position of Guru. You must kill him. Yes, wrongly joined the other party. Therefore, there is no harm killing him. Similarly, Dronacharya, they are all great personalities. They have got great affection. But only in material consideration, they have gone there. So what is that material consideration? Bhishma thought, I am maintained by money of Dronacharya. Duryodhana. Duryodhana is maintaining me. So now Duryodhana is in danger. So if I go on the other side, if I come to Pandavas, then I should be ungrateful. So he has maintained me so long. So in the time of danger, when there is fighting, if I go to the other side, that is not correct. That's what Bhishma Deva and Dronacharya are thinking about. So he thought like this. He did not think that Duryodhana may be maintaining, but Duryodhana has completely taken over the full property of the Pandavas. That he doesn't think. So from the material point of view, the Bhishma Deva thinks that I must be grateful to Duryodhana. Same way Dronacharya also thinks. They think he is maintaining us. They don't think that they have taken over Duryodhana and all these people have taken over the full property of the Pandavas. So therefore, Arjuna is speaking that instead of killing such great gurus who are so great personalities, Mahanubhavan, how can I do that? But Krishna is telling you can. So for Kshatriya, see, Brahmana, Sannyasi, they can beg, but Kshatriya, no, that is not allowed. And Arjuna was a Kshatriya.
Uh,
So he is telling, better I shall take the profession of a Brahmana and beg from door to door instead of enjoying the kingdom by killing my guru. That was Arjuna's proposal. So on the whole, we can see Arjuna is totally illusion in the sense that he's forgetting his duty as a Kshatriya. His duty is to fight. Never mind the opposite party. Therefore, Krishna said, Klaipiam, you don't be a coward. Why are you becoming coward? So ordinary talks are going on between friends like Krishna and Arjuna. So Arjuna is now totally perplexed whether I shall fight or not fight. So there is no question of Arjuna's considering whether he will fight or not. It is sanctioned by Krishna. So fight must be there. See, whatever you do, it must have some relationship with the satisfaction of Krishna. If Krishna is satisfied, then act. That is Krishna consciousness. See, we have to educate ourselves how to love Krishna and act for Krishna only. So this is the perfection of life. In 126 Bhagavatam, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radokshati. Bhakti means service, and bhakti means to satisfy Krishna. So the position is that Arjuna is to fight not for himself, but he is only thinking of himself, right? He says they are my brothers, relatives. If they die, see, we do not wish to die, but they are in front of me. I have to kill them. So still he is thinking in terms of his own satisfaction. So he's preparing the background, right? How just like how a materialist person, they think in terms of personal satisfaction. So that has to be given up. No, not for personal satisfaction. Krishna's satisfaction. That is Krishna consciousness. So whatever you do, it doesn't matter. You have to test whether whatever you're doing, whether it is for Krishna's satisfaction. That is perfection. Not only perfection. In fact, that is the mission of our life, human life, to satisfy Krishna. It may be difficult, but that is the whole education of Bhagavad-gītā. So Bhagavad-gītā teaches, act for Krishna, not for your personal interest. So instructions given by Krishna in Bhagavad-gītā, we have to just act on it. Otherwise, we'll get entangled. See, anything you do, it will produce some reaction, correct? And you have to enjoy or suffer that reaction. But if you do it for Krishna, there is no more reaction. That is freedom. 2.50, you can say yoga karmasu kaushalam. That is given in Bhagavad-gītā. So yoga, see, when you are in contact with Krishna, that is the secret of success in this material world. Otherwise, whatever you're doing, whatever you're working, it will produce some reaction and you have to enjoy or suffer. So here again the same thing. Arjuna is thinking in terms of na chaitad vidman katharanno gariyo. 2.6. So he's perplexed. Which side will be glorious? I shall stop fighting or not fighting. So in the next verse, see, when you're in, that's 2.7, no, because when you're in such perplexity, totally confused, lost all composure, what to do, what not to do. So in order to get the right direction, you must approach a guru, spiritual master. And that will be in the next verse, 2.7. So Arjuna will say, I do not know. I am now perplexed, Krishna. Although I know it is my duty as a Kshatriya to fight, still I am hesitating. I am hesitating in my duty. So I am very much perplexed. Krishna, therefore, I submit to you. I just surrender unto you. See, initially, before he was talking like a friend. So now he's prepared to take lessons from Krishna. So the whole instruction of Bhagavad-gītā is that you should not act for yourself. You should simply act for Krishna. So we are always in perplexity like Arjuna. What to do, what not to do. But if we take this principle that we must do for Krishna, take direction from Krishna and take direction from Krishna as representative, and you do it, then there is no karma bandhana. 5 point. See, otherwise we are bound by reaction. Every act we do, we are bound. So we cannot get out. So this is the perplexity. See, at every stage of our life, we have to make some decisions, right? We don't know whether to take this decision or that decision. So this 2.7 next verse is very, very important. We should memorize this verse and translation and always in our throats. Every day morning you get up and say this verse. Every day night before going to sleep, Karpani Dosha, this verse you say. And you can see how Krishna reciprocates. See, just like Hanuman, no, he fought for Lord Ramachandra. He did not fight for himself. So Arjuna also, see, in his flag, he has Kapidwaja, no? His flag is marked with Hanuman. He knew that. So Hanuman, a great fighter. He fought with Ravana not for his personal interest. Interest was how to get out, get Sita Mata out from the hands of Ravana. And then kill that whole family and get out and let Sita Mata sit down on the side of Ramachandra. So this is the policy of Hanuman, devotees. And the Ravana policy is take away Sita from the clutches of Rama and enjoy it. This is a Ravana policy. Hanuman policy is take Sita out from the hands of Ravana and get her seated by the side of Lord Rama. So we should follow Krishna's instructions as it is. Then we will be. So all these arguments by Arjuna, no, right from the beginning. Ultimately, he came to know that what I am doing is, I don't know what to do. Because Krishna has been giving him, you're talking like a ignorant person, weakness of so many things. So ultimately, he surrenders in the next verse. So that we will see tomorrow. So Granthra Srimad Bhagavad-gītā ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Granthra Vancha Kalpataro Bichkripa Sindhu Patidanam Pavani Bhivishnu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sevu.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.